All I have so far is Ella Fitzgerald, read the New York Herald. At the top is Aretha, and everyone's beneath them.
Harry, we get it. Chill.
Let's go, bring it on. Better give us what we want.
The reason why I started my production company is not to start making moves. I have not played the game well when it comes to the standards of this industry. God is the only reason why I am where I am right now, because he leads me where he wants me to go, and I follow him.
Well, I sing sometimes too, but only like in the shower. I'm scared to sing in front of other people.
What if the brightest Disney star of her era just walked away when her career was blazing hotter than ever? Chyna Anne McClain wasn't just famous, she was unstoppable before she could even hit the highway with a license. She ruled screens as the electrifying superhero Lightning on primetime TV, only to stun everyone when she chose faith over fame instead of chasing Hollywood gold. But what went down behind those glossy studio doors, the truth about what really happened in those secret corners of fame, will leave you speechless. Born on August 25th, 1998, in Atlanta, Georgia, Chyna Anne McClain stepped straight into a world overflowing with music, rhythm, and big dreams. Her father, Michael McClain, was deep in the music game as a producer and sound engineer, while her mother, Chantel, wrote songs and performed like she was born for the spotlight. But here's the twist nobody saw coming. This wasn't just some talented family playing around with music. This was a family quietly building the foundation for a full-blown empire. At just 7 years old, little Chyna was already showing signs of greatness, standing in the middle of her family's living room, pouring her heart out while singing a song from Spy Kids 2. Everyone watching knew something special was happening. A family friend named Ian Burke sat there, completely stunned by what he was seeing. He didn't waste a second. He grabbed the phone and called director Rob Hardy, who just so happened to be on the hunt for a young girl who could both sing and act for his film, The Gospel. One audition later, Chyna McClain landed her very first major role, and that's when everything changed. What Chyna didn't realize was that this one small living room performance would spark a chain reaction that would shape the next 20 years of her life. The Gospel cracked open the doors of opportunity, but then Tyler Perry came along and kicked those doors wide open. In 2007, Perry cast Chyna as Jasmine Payne in House of Payne, and her rise from talented kid to household name began to explode. That role ran strong for 8 years and stretched over 200 episodes, a serious milestone for someone so young. Working side by side with Cassie Davis and LaVan Davis, Chyna picked up comedic timing from one of the toughest and most detail-focused creators in the business, Mr. Tyler Perry himself. She was mastering the art of comedy on one of TV's most popular shows. But behind those laughs, something darker was brewing. And the truth about those House of Payne years would later shock everyone. By 2010, Chyna's talent had caught the attention of none other than Adam Sandler. Before she knew it, she was landing roles in both grown-ups films, sharing the screen with comedy legends like Kevin James, Chris Rock, and her childhood crush, Taylor Lautner. Imagine juggling middle school homework while cracking jokes with Hollywood's funniest stars. But someone else was watching, Disney. By 2011, they had their eyes locked on her. That same year, Chyna McClain became the shining face of Disney Channel's A&T Farm, stepping into the spotlight as the musical prodigy, Chyna Parks. The show followed the Advanced Natural Talents program, where gifted young students tried to survive high school years before they were even supposed to be there. It was art perfectly mirroring life, because Chyna herself was living that same story, juggling real success way ahead of her age. The series ran for 3 hit seasons and turned Chyna into a household name for an entire generation of Disney fans. Kids everywhere knew her songs, her style, and her energy. It was pure star power in motion. During these Disney years, Chyna joined forces with her sisters, Sierra and Lauren, to form the family music group McClain, later rebranded as 3 McClain. Their voices blended perfectly, and the trio started creating a sound that was just as bold and catchy as Chyna's on-screen magic. Their father's production company, Gabe's World Music, was the powerhouse behind their sound, while their mom co-wrote and co-produced every beat alongside her daughters. The McClain sisters dropped songs like Silly Games and Heaven, but it was He Loves Me in 2012 that really had fans talking. It blew up fast and showed the world just how real their talent was. Then came Dynamite in 2013, turning heads all over again. With their Disney connection pushing their name into the spotlight, their track Unstoppable dropped in 2014, and that title said it all. The song became a total anthem, showing that the McClain sisters weren't just another Disney act. They were a movement bursting with confidence and fire. Their sound kept leveling up, especially with tracks like Go in 2017, where the sisters showed how far they'd come, trading their teen pop roots for smooth, mature R&B vibes that hit deeper. By 2013, Chyna's star power was undeniable. She was everywhere. In a CNN interview, she looked back on her fast rise with surprising humility, staying grounded even as her fame exploded. Before she even turned 15, she had nearly 1 million followers watching her every move. On the outside, everything looked flawless: the music, the image, the fame. But behind the scenes, tiny cracks were already forming in the perfect Disney picture. Then in 2015, Disney came knocking again. Only this time, it wasn't just another show. It was something way bigger. The call was for Descendants, and it would change everything. Chyna stepped into one of her most iconic roles yet, playing Uma, the fierce and fearless daughter of Ursula. That single casting choice launched her straight into a global phenomenon. She lit up the screen in Descendants 2 in 2017 and Descendants 3 in 2019, owning every scene she touched. Her take on the Sea Witch's daughter wasn't just powerful, it was unforgettable. Fans couldn't get enough of her bold attitude and killer vocals. Her performance in the hit song What's My Name from Descendants 2 went viral, turning her into a new kind of superstar. Suddenly, an entirely new generation was chanting her lyrics and mimicking her moves. It was clear Chyna had officially leveled up once again. But everything flipped in 2018. Chyna McClain landed the role of Jennifer Pierce, better known as Lightning, in this hit show, Black Lightning. This wasn't the colorful Disney World anymore. This was full-blown primetime superhero television, and Chyna wasn't just another character. She was the lead female superhero. For 3 intense seasons, she lit up the screen with raw emotion and power, showing off shocking electrical abilities and deep layered acting that proved she had grown way past her Disney roots. This role had all the makings of a long-term Hollywood win. Black Lightning had everything: an obsessed fan base, strong critical reviews, and a growing empire under the Seed's massive Arrowverse universe. Chyna's performance was magnetic, fierce, and unforgettable. She wasn't just acting anymore. She was commanding every frame like she was born for it. Chyna McClain looked set for full-on superhero stardom. Her career was flying high, but then came the Instagram Live that flipped everything upside down. In 2020, right in the middle of quarantine, Chyna went live from what looked like her backyard, sitting in a simple dress near the woods while mosquitoes buzzed all around. Fans rushed into the stream, thrilled to finally see her again. At first, it all felt normal. She chatted about her hair, her love for Canada and Ireland, her art, and even the Stephen King books she'd been reading. But something felt off. There was a calm heaviness in her voice, a sense that something bigger was sitting just beneath the surface. Her tone had changed. This wasn't the same bubbly Chyna everyone was used to seeing. She was only 11 years old when the world first fell in love with Chyna Parks. But now, at 22, Chyna Anne McClain was opening up like never before. During that emotional Instagram Live, she told her fans she'd been through some things since her Disney days. What things? Nobody knew yet. But the truth was on its way, and when it finally dropped, it sent shockwaves through Hollywood. Months later, Chyna released a tearful video that stunned everyone watching. With tears streaming down her face, she revealed she was leaving Black Lightning, and not just before any season, but before the final one. Yet, it wasn't just about walking away from a TV show. Her message went far deeper. Through her tears, she declared, "I am doing God's work now, and that is all I'm doing." That one line changed everything. At the absolute height of her fame, when her superhero franchise was soaring to new heights, Chyna Anne McClain made a jaw-dropping move. She walked away from it all. The entertainment world stood still in disbelief, and fans couldn't believe what they were seeing. The internet exploded with questions, heartbreak, and endless theories about why she'd leave when everything was going so perfectly. But Chyna had her reasons, and she wasn't about to stay silent for long. She came forward with her truth, and it changed everything. What really happened behind the scenes? Why did she step back at the top of her game? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe, and share this video.